I became a pilot in 1961.
Okay, I'm a lot younger at being a pilot. I've only been a pilot for about 7 years.
Well, I met a man who was a pilot, and I asked him if they had like a powder puff course I could take to learn to land. And he said, well, why don't you just become a pilot? So that's what I did.
Yeah, and it was always a lifelong goal of mine. My folks were both pilots, and that's how they met. And I remember flying as a little kid with them, sometimes until they had to give it up. And then I just always wanted my pilot's license, so when I had my kids fly the nest, I came out to the airport and said, what can you do for me? And they put me to work here at Midfield, and I got my pilot's license and been flying ever since. So, well, my grandson will probably tell you it was dangerous. I did land it safely, but I did run out of fuel, which is a common pilot error. And I was right here at Apple Valley Airport, took off with low fuel, and by the time I hit my crosswind, I was sputtering. So I made a real quick emergency call and brought her around and landed on the airstrip, and everything was fine, but it was scary. We had just gone about 500 feet. It's just really a very short crosswind and downwind and land.
And we flew over a meteor crater in Arizona, and
yeah, we flew past Mount Shasta. That was beautiful.
Yes,
Crater Lake.
Yes, we
gorgeous.
Did.
Beautiful to be up that high and look down and be right there with it.
Yes, it was
cool.
Beautiful.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a 1960 Cessna 310D. Oh golly, it basically is a pretty quick little airplane. It's 51 years old. Well, yeah, we just, we have, this is a twin engine aircraft, 3-bladed props, and it's essentially, you've got the tanks on the end, which are your main wing tanks. It's got auxiliary tanks in the wings, retractable landing gear, obviously, and a prop is pitches to change its angle, but it also can go into a full feather mode, which means that the blades can go actually vertical to the aircraft in relation to the wind flow. And basically, it's pretty much a standard fixed gear or fixed wing aircraft that is a joy to fly. I mean, it's just one of the most enjoyable airplanes I've ever flown in my life. And I don't think that they make them any better than this.